Hey, Josh from Fluid Frame here. Got 7 steps to help you be a content creator that thrives, not just survives. Because that's the goal, is to find a place of real living and not just make a living. Step number one is to become self-aware. You got to know who you are, what you want, where you're going, all that kind of stuff. The core of you has to be secured, settled in what you are a fan about, what you love, what you can teach, what you can help people with. And it's got to be something that you can talk about every day for the rest of your life, not just something that you're good at and can give value to for a duration of time. It's got to be something that excites you from the inside, that you love, that you pursue excellence in, and that you are never going to quit, and it's always going to be a part of you, so that you can get better and better and better and better at the thing that you love and take people further and further and further and further along this thing, this passion this thing that you're all about. So be self-aware. Another part of that is self-aware in how you communicate. If you're a writer, you need to be a content creator as a blogger. If you're a public speaker, you need to content create in video form. If you're a one-on-one relational kind of small group talker kind of person, you need to content create as a podcaster. So how do you communicate is a part of the self-awareness. Do you thrive in front of a camera, in front of an audience? Do you thrive one-on-one? Do you thrive in your journaling? So one of those places all of us one of those categories all of us fall into, and that's part of the self-aware journey. Know who you are, know what you're passionate about, and do it in a way that's easy for you to do every day for the rest of your life. Niche down, not up. This is part of the self-awareness kind of step 2. It's really, really important to whenever you figure out who it is that you are, what it is that you're passionate about, to niche down, to get really, really specific of who you're talking to, who you're for. A couple examples. One, I have a friend that I'm helping grow her business. She's a nurse, so she knows all kinds of health things. Not just a nurse, she's high up the nurse ladder, but she knows all kinds of health things. But her passion is recovery. Her passion is recovering at home. Very high statistics of people that come out of the hospital that go back into the hospital within 25 days, something like that. So her passion is health, but her specific in her health passion is recovery after surgery, after a trauma, to recover better so that you get more healthy, and instead of kind of preventing that thing. So niching down. Another thing is with me. I build websites. I do social media. I do inbound marketing is what it's called for businesses. But what I want to do, what I love, is to help YouTube creators dominate the internet. That's my niche. That's my niche within a niche, if you'll say, is partnering with content creators and getting their content on the multiple different platforms, websites, blogs, Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. So I can build websites for anybody. I can do blogs for anybody. I can do Instagram for anybody. But who I am doing it with are content creators on YouTube. So a lot different. Very, very niche down. Number 3, be attractive from the inside. This is a real hard place to get to whenever you're starting, whenever you have the credit card bills, whenever you have the mortgage that's behind. It's eliminating lack and scarcity inside of yourself, and eliminating the need, the have to sell something, the have to get money today, eliminating that from your complete aura, from within you, from your head, completely eliminating that, scarcity, that selling, that have to, and replacing that with a I have enough. What I have is sufficient, a gratitude, a gratefulness. So be attractive from the inside is getting rid of the wants and needs and have tos, and replacing that with gratitude and with thankfulness and with sufficiency and with I am provided for. Because you cannot, it'll be, people will know, people will pick it up if you have to make a sale that day, if you have to convert them into email list or whatever. So you got to be attractive from the inside. Step 4, give without expecting anything in return. We've got to get past the idea of selling. Every single piece of content that we put out is selling, is saying me, for me, for me, for me. But instead of being for me, it's for you, for you, for you, for you. So give without expecting anything in return. A teacher's heart instead of a salesperson's mind. Have the heart of a teacher, that you're teaching people, taking them along a journey to better their life, to inspire them, to provide value, solutions to their problems, all about them, all about giving value and giving things to them and not expecting anything from them. So that's number 4. Number 5, it's just take action. You got to come to a place where good enough is good enough and take action. Recording this on a cell phone, no fancy mics. It's good enough. And doing it, just starting, what it will look like a year from now will be quite different than what it looks like today on your day one. But you got to start. You got to take action. The editing software that you use in the beginning is not perfect, but it's good enough. The microphone that you use in the beginning is not perfect, but it's good enough. The lens, the camera that you use in the beginning is not perfect, but it's good enough. And you got to take action in only one place. We need to kind of to grow things in this day and age. We need to be on Instagram. We need to be on Pinterest. We need to be on Facebook. We need to be on a podcast. We need to be on YouTube, and we need to have a website. But you cannot do all of those things in the beginning. You got to do it in one place. So you got to pick from that who you are. If you're a writer, if you're a podcaster, if you're a video person, you got to pick that one place, and you got to just knock that one place out of the park and do that one thing consistently and long enough to build an audience on that one platform, and then start to expand to the other things. So take action in one place and own in your core that good enough is good enough. Number 6, commit to the process. It's not a virility thing. It is a long sustained energy, putting out content consistently and long enough to engage and build an audience. It is not a 1 or 2 videos and then I'll have a huge, massive fan base that I can start selling stuff to. That is not how it works. You got to commit to the process. I'm committing to 90 days thanks to a 90-day challenge by Miles Beckler. I'll put a link maybe on his group. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, but anyways, got to commit to the process. So 90 days. Accountability is another thing that you gotta ask for and will help. This is my 3rd time to start videoing. The first time was on this channel before Fluid Frame as a business even existed. Fluid Frame was a covert kind of thing for myself to start documenting my entrepreneur journey. So Fluid Frame, I tried to do it here February, March-ish. I did another YouTube thing about 3-4 months ago, started that, and but all of those were on my own, kind of in my own strength and my own ability, and I need accountability. That's why I am joining that accountability group after this guy goes live, because we need help. We need people to stick it to us. So commit to the process, do a 90-day challenge, and get people to help you stay accountable to actualizing that. Number 7 is be a pro. And it's kind of weird, but this is you already are a pro in your passion. That is truth. You already are a pro. The only difference in what defines you as a pro and what defines you as an amateur is that the pros do and the amateurs think about and spreadsheet and analyze and all that kind of stuff. So you already are a pro. You just need to be a pro. And how you be a pro is just start teaching what it is that you're passionate about. Start sharing it, start teaching it, start doing it. And you'll wake up one day and people will be asking you for advice and hiring you and all that kind of stuff. So you already are a pro to the 4 or 6 people that know about it. But you will be a pro whenever you start doing it. So just start, take action, commit to the process, and then you will be validated externally by others in your proness, what is already actually validated within you. So there's the 7 steps. Be self-aware. Wanted to kind of skipped out in that part. 3 examples of people that are doing this in one place that are huge. James Clear is a writer, has an extremely successful blog and email list. I don't think he's doing any YouTube or any podcast or anything like that, just writing, and very, very successful. Noah Kagan is he's the sumo guy. He's got a YouTube thing going. He's got a blog going, but all of his content starts from a podcast. He does these interviews and then pulls clips out of them to throw on his YouTube. Use those interviews as the starting point of his blog. So he does it on one thing hard. He has a podcast where he interviews an entrepreneur and then splits up, probably hires out those clips to be put out on other places. Miles Beckler, YouTube stud, 14 months, 33,000 subscribers, something like that in his game. He outsources his blog, he outsources his podcast. So three examples of 3 very successful people that are doing the one place, the self-aware thing that they have learned. That Noah Kagan is a interviewer and a one-on-one conversationalist. Miles Beckler is a public speaker and is doing YouTube. James Clear is a writer and is doing a blog. So those are the three people that are doing the one thing, and that came through self-awareness of them discovering and learning. So be self-aware, niche down, not up. Get really, really, really specific on who you are, who you're talking to. Be attractive from the inside. Give without expecting anything in return. Take action. Commit to the process. Be a pro. 2 bonus tips. 1 is have fun. If it stresses you out, if it makes you nervous, makes you anxious, you got to do it. You got to get past those fears, those concerns in the beginning, and don't take yourself so seriously. Have fun. Lighten up. The people that will be gravitated to you, you can't say anything right or wrong to them. They just will follow you as long as you are authentic and yourself and fun. So don't take yourself too seriously. Have fun. Bonus tip number 1. Bonus tip number 2. If you're not fully decided, if you haven't come to a place yet of knowing exactly what it is inside of you that you can talk about every day for the rest of your life, start documenting that process. Gary Vee has an awesome thing, document, don't create. And just start documenting your days, what you struggled with today, what you kind of vlog, what you struggled with today, what you learned today, what you discipline that you are working on, whatever. Just start documenting your journey. And what will happen is, if you do it with these principles of committing to the process, taking action, and doing it, in a year or two, you will have an audience of people that just like hearing from you, just like hearing about your day, just like watching your vlog. And then you can, once you figure it out, you have 30,000 people to sell it to, or whatever the number is. A little story about that. Heard a podcast interview of the Ninja Webinar guy, and he started a podcast, started a couple of them actually, but one of them grew successfully, and he didn't have a product, he didn't have anything to sell, and he created this idea of a webinar software. And what he did is, he had 30,000 people on his email list from this podcast, as he emailed this idea out to his 30,000 people. 250 of them pre-bought it before it was even formed and an actual product. They pre-bought his idea, and then he went and built it, and now has a successful company. So just by him kind of journeying and doing a podcast, he had an audience to offer something to, and I don't know, 1%, 2% of them, whatever the number is, ended up buying that product that launched his business. So you can have that too. If you start documenting your process, if you don't know what it is that you want to sell, or what it is that you want to do every day for the rest of your life, just start documenting. Josh from Fluid Frame. I'm going to go more deep into all of these things, going to go more deep into content marketing, going to go more deep into social media, going to go more deep into self-awareness, going to be bringing some people in to do collabs with. I love hearing people's passions and stories and how they got to where they are, that kind of stuff. So got a whole bunch of stuff coming down the pipe. Josh Fluid Frame is my name. Like, subscribe, follow, and if you are doing a 90-day thing, leave me a comment, because I want to follow yours as well. Have an awesome day.